Okay, so what sells houses? Location and price clearly, but once you get in the house, it's kitchen and baths. Now, the house has to have what it needs for the marketplace, of course. It needs to have good finishes and everything else, it needs to look good, it needs to smell good. But kitchens and baths are the really, really important part of the house, and it's what draws in an audience. Nowadays, with the advent of the internet and internet marketing with real estate, most people decide to buy a house on a cell phone or a laptop. But 90% of the time, the first time they look at it is through an MLS listing on an iPhone or whatever your smartphone is. So what we want to have are some really cool and captivating pictures because we don't want to get kicked out immediately before they even have a chance to come see the house. So let's talk a little bit about the kitchen. This is where we are now. This was an old broom closet, but what we've done with the broom closet is we've opened it up, capitalized on some of the natural light that you can see in here, and then what we've done is we've introduced some modern with some of the features that the home already had. So let me talk about it specifically. Stainless steel appliances are still very current in this marketplace, and they're highly desired. We went slightly higher end, water dispenser on door, and a drawer that'll open with ice. Now this is a higher end refrigerator, but for this particular price point and buyer, it's what they want. We went gas with microwave over it. We did custom cabinetry with a custom cabinet bottom in a different color. Again, this is pretty current, and we compete with ourselves here. We have several homes in this marketplace, so we have to have a slightly different look every single time so we don't look like cookie cutter America that just spits out vinyl siding. We want to have a slightly different look every single time. Instead of doing traditional granite like you normally see, in this particular house we went with a flipped upside down leathered granite finish. So it's still granite, but it's got a different finish, and what that does besides give it a different finish is it gives it a very, very different look. Some of the things that we capitalized on that the home had. It had brick. It was just in drywall that was essentially falling down, so we ripped it apart. We capitalized on the windows because those are really important for light, and then we added some reclaimed wood to the ceiling. So any place you go in America where they charge you 25 bucks for a hamburger seems to have that kind of stuff on the walls. We incorporate a little bit in the house, and then we put some modern feel and finish to it as well. The cool thing about this is we're one of the few people that do it this way. Now, everybody knows of reclaimed wood now. It's not a secret like it was several years ago because of the restoration hardware and the magazine you get, and it has these beautiful photographs. But what we like to do is capture some of those current trends, put them in the marketplace and put them in our house. And the upside of that is that people get really excited about the house. They want to see it, but then they want to buy it because they know that this becomes their showplace. This becomes their house. We built it, but that doesn't matter. It's theirs. What does that mean, and how does that translate to someone who owns a business? That means our houses sell fast, and we can sell them for the maximum amount that the marketplace will allow, which allows us to make more money per deal, or to sell our homes quicker, or to turn our money, or to do all three, which ultimately means we make more money in the end. This is the difference from going from a hobbyist to a pro. And these are the systems that we incorporate into our business every single day. And the reason for that is because we do want to capture those types of buyers really fast, and we want to be able to turn our inventory. So I hope that makes some sense. When you move walls and move pieces and parts, it's really hard to make it match. So one of the things that we're really, really mindful of is how do we move a wall and make it look good? So we have hardwood through almost the entire house. In here, if we were going to use the hardwood, it was already covered up, plus the room was real choppy with a couple of other walls, so it wouldn't have looked good. So what we did instead is we just pulled that up and we put in ceramic tile. Now, the ceramic tile is run in a pattern very purposely that makes the room and elongates the room. And as you actually walk in and out of this room, it gives it the feel of being longer. It also goes with the ceiling, which runs left to right, similar to the floor. So it's congruent. The whole entire kitchen runs this way. And that was a purposeful decision that we made to give it good feel when you walk in. Now, these are the little things that you may not think about in the beginning, but as you get good at this, or before you get good at it, it's really important to have a designer or someone who you can trust that can help make these decisions. Because a couple of bad ones stacked on top of each other, even if the house is really cool, it just doesn't feel right. and ultimately you won't sell it, or you're not going to get your price. So these are some of the decisions that help stack to help you not only sell it, but sell it for your price and sell it fast. Let me show you something else that's really cool about this house. In here we have the kitchen, as we talked about. It's got access outside, but it also has a bathroom. Now, a powder room bathroom is not usually very sexy, but what we did with this one, before filming, of course, we did close the seat, but we also put some wood on the walls that matches the ceiling that we just showed you a second ago. The reason for that is to give some continuity in the house. You'll even notice we were really careful to make sure the wood ran the same way so it really flows. But the thought is bring the whole entire house together. Now, it seems easy to do that now that it's finished, but when you start with a house that's 100+ years old and you have to rip things apart and you have to kind of pick and choose the right process, it really is important to have a plan and then audit your plan as you go to make sure it looks really good. What I'm going to show you next is a bathroom upstairs that's really going to help make this place pop as well.